Cable. This is Fallout New Vegas, and this is the first episode of our solo series. This is Eric, in case you are unfamiliar with Link Cable. And so I felt like doing New Vegas as my first solo series episode, primarily because I actually play quite a bit of Bethesda games. I've been playing them for quite a long time, and I really like Fallout. I played a lot of Fallout 3 back in the day, but I never really got into New Vegas until recently, mostly just because I have kind of a thing against Obsidian, but I'll explain more on that later. Anyway, so this is just going to be a slightly RP playthrough. It's not going to be like full immersive RP or anything, but I have things like thirst and hunger and sleep turned on, and I have fast traveling off, because if you fast travel you miss all the events. Oh, and I guess I should introduce my character. So just as the background plot for the game, you start out as a courier, and you're taking this platinum chip to New Vegas, and along the way you get here to Good Springs, and you get shot, apparently in the head, and you develop a low-level amnesia. So, you know, you meet Doc Mitchell, and you tell him, like, who you are, and so forth. So I decided that my character would decide that he was a police officer after the apocalypse, because, yeah, if any place is gonna need the police, it's the apocalypse. So it's pretty simple. It's mostly just because it's silly and it amuses me greatly. So I guess I'll just jump right into it for now. I have to currently figure out what's going on and why I got shot, basically. That's the gist of it.
Howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you?
It's a lot simpler than the introduction to Fallout 3. You don't have that long Vault 101 sequence where you have motivation to go out and see the world. It's mostly just, you got shot. That's kind of weird. Go figure out why. So Victor is the Securitron that dug me out of the ground, and he's kind of creepy. Also, I'm going to try not to talk over people, even though I'm doing it right now, just because I have introductory type stuff that I want to do. But for the most part, I'm not going to just talk over them. But Easy Pete doesn't really have anything important to say. He's just an old prospector caricature, even though it's not really a prospecting town. Although I think he mentions that prospecting in New Vegas is not actually mining, it's scavenging.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to. Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
So, I'm not going to do the entirety of this tutorial sequence. I'm just doing it because it gives you a weapon. Although I do have my character specialized in energy weapons at the moment, so a regular gun won't do much for me, but it's better than nothing. Slow walking. I find it interesting that they actually introduce a dog super early on, but that's not the dog you get. Oh god.
Now, see the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there?
It looks so weird.
Take this and try to hit a couple of them.
Don't look at me. So yeah. Gotta steady my old man hands. Shoot at these bottles.
Look down the sight.
Too old. Can't aim guns.
Try crouching down and staying still.
No.
Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla
did actually.
bottles. Tell you
They
what,
are lawbreakers.
I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along?
No.
Suit yourself. Hope this helped you some. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and say hi.
I don't know if I want to start that sequence yet. So, I just want to give you guys a little bit of background into Fallout, because they never really stop and explain it. I mean, they give you a short overview when the game starts, but it doesn't get into too much detail. So it's fairly obvious that this is after an apocalypse. And New Vegas has kind of a western setting. It's set in Nevada, obviously. But the whole thing with Fallout that makes it unique from I guess other post-apocalyptic things is it's alternate history starting after like 1945 or something, when the communist states didn't dissolve, so the USSR is still around and China is still functioning how it did under Mao. And they don't discover the transistor, so they don't get miniature electronics. And instead, because they run into an oil shortage, they end up developing miniature nuclear reactors, because otherwise they have really limited resources, which causes a conflict between a lot of the states. Alright, these are geckos, and they're creepy as hell. I hate the way they run. Or maybe they don't actually spawn if you don't do the tutorial. That's good. Just gonna take a drink here. And so that's the basic gist. There are no resources in the world. Tensions are high because of the whole communism thing. The lack of oil means that there's a lot of fighting, and it's ruined the economy of certain countries. And so by 2077, there's a nuclear war which lasts for something like 2 hours, and then the entire world is like this, basically. Which I think is actually pretty cool. That's a dude. I'm gonna go check him out real quick. I know I have things that I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna get those in a minute, but I just wanna, introduce Fallout and the setting for anybody who's unfamiliar with it. Because again, they don't really go too deeply into that, which is a shame, because I think it's actually pretty interesting. Let's see. Who is this guy? I gotta bring law to the wilderness.
Hello.
You weird me out.
Hello? Can you help me?
No.
I could pay you. I'll give you whatever you want. Just hurry. My girl is trapped by geckos on the ridge, and I can't get to her. Please, she's going to die. Bastard. You're just...
I am indeed. I'm surprised that didn't give me a quest, but... okay.
Have you decided to help me? My girl...
I don't know what... Alright.
Go up the path, past... You...
Okay, so I should mention, if you notice me quick saving a lot, that's, this game is prone to crashing, which is pretty frustrating. I'm also not amazing. This game has really weird difficulty. Sometimes things will be, don't need to do any of that, like, super difficult, and then just, like, totally destroy you without any problem. Like, for anybody who's played it, you get these enemies later in the game called cazadors, which are basically giant flies. And they can, like, murder you in a hit. And if you do the DLC, it spawns weak enemies alongside huge groups of really strong enemies. And I don't really understand sometimes, like, what the thought process is behind some of that, because it's pretty fucking hard. And originally I was going to approach this with a, like, one life permadeath sort of thing, just to see how it would go. But after just playtesting it to see if that would work, it would not, because that would be a really short series. I don't trust it. Oh. I am surprised that worked. Well, I was actually expecting this to be more of a problem. But this is good. I actually should probably take the gecko meat they've got here, because I do have needs, so like hunger and stuff turned on. Are those living? Yes, they are. Whoa, that's a lot of geckos. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, 4 shots, and I think there's 1 gecko left. Come on, buddy. There we go. That wasn't so bad. Alright, let's just pick these bodies clean. Aside from the hides, I guess I could sell them for caps. May as well do that. So I've got a lot of mods. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier. I'll put those in the description for anybody who wants to know what I am playing with. Less than I normally play with, just to keep things simple and relatively bug-free. However, a fair amount of game overhaul type modifications, so that certainly doesn't. This is grotesque, but then that's part of the charm of Fallout. Alright. I'm surprised that bear trap is already set off. I think there's another one. Yeah, it's right there. Repair skill for bear traps? That's weird. I would expect that to be, like, survivalism. It's a hunting trap after all. Let's see. I'm gonna take all of this except for his baseball cap, because I don't think I want to be walking around in this bright blue and yellow jumpsuit all the time. It doesn't really let me blend in exactly. So, let's switch to that. Guess I'll sell my jumpsuit later on. He does have a rifle that I can use. So recharger rifles are kind of interesting because they don't need ammunition. They recharge themselves. I think that's at the expense of some damage. I have no idea what the hell MF breeder means. I think that might just indicate the recharge functionality of the gun itself. So, like, as you see, it goes back up automatically, which is kind of interesting. And they're somewhat rapid-fire weapons. So I'll take all that just for the sake of selling it. And let's see what's in this refrigerator. I can use all that. Alright, let's make my way down, head back into town, sell some stuff, and meet that lady that I was supposed to meet. Hey, buddy.
Sorry I tricked you.
Your friend's dead.
But thanks for clearing out the geckos. Now I can get to that stash up there. After I...
Oh. Double-crossing a police officer? That is unintelligent for you, my friend. Yes, I want the plasma pistol. Man had drugs. I didn't plant those on him. He just had those. It's illegal. Clearly. I'll just sell all this stuff. I will head back in town. Alright guys, so here we are back in town. I'm just gonna sell a little stuff. So I'm not using fast travel, but I am, if things are slow and it's just me walking around in the wasteland for a little bit, I will try and cut those parts down so that you're not watching me do nothing for like 10 minutes.
They're not great, but you get what you
hopefully it works out. If it doesn't, then I guess I'll start fast traveling, but I really feel like not fast traveling lets you see more of the things in the game that you're intended to see. So he just introduced surplus ammunition, but I don't know that surplus ammunition you can get for energy weapons, so I might be out of luck there. I guess I'm just going to sell my stuff real quick. I don't need this pistol, or those rounds, or those rounds. I'm not going to need the cases. The cases are... This game has an interesting, like, reloading system, and by that it means you can take spent cartridges of ammunition and put new powder and stuff, and so you can effectively make your own bullets, which is pretty cool. I didn't understand it the first time I played through the game, but it's an interesting idea. And implants are weird. I think those are added by a mod that I've got. I haven't really looked into them much yet. Let's see if he's got anything good for me. Probably not. Okay, so it looks like they do. No, overcharge cells, I am assuming, are just a heavier type of... The cool thing about energy weapons is that they take down a target's armor as you fire. I do not have that many caps. Let's see. Well, I guess there's not much sense in me taking those bullets currently, since aside from the pistol, I don't really have things that can use energy cells. I'll work my way up to it, I guess. So, let's put those back. I already have 40 of them anyway, so let's call that good for now.
The leader was a New Vegas type. Typical city boy. He had a bunch of Great Khans with him, probably hired guns. The Great Khans normally stay in their own territory way up northwest, on account of them being enemies with the NCR. They're tough sons of bitches. Mean, but not crazy. They'll leave you alone unless you got something they want. The Great Khans deal in illegal
Seems like
chems.
a lame gang.
There's a good chance that most chems you come across were made by Great Khans.
Oh, you have to take them down.
Twice. Both times I drank a lot of liquor and lost most of my caps at the card tables. In that order, now that I think about it. If you ever get to New Vegas, be sure to visit Gomorrah. It's the best casino in the city. You won't regret
need
it.
To be put in the slammer.
Word of advice: behave. Between the NCR military police and Mr. House's robots, you don't want to be causing trouble on the strip.
Well, I'm gonna bring a different type of trouble to the strip. Nah, I don't really want to know about Mr. House yet. Doesn't seem relevant to my interests. So, oh, and this is the reloading bench where you can make new ammunition. That's a weird model. And workbench where you can craft a whole bunch of crap. A whole bunch of crap. This game is crazy with the things that you can build. I haven't even scratched the surface of that stuff on my other playthrough. Are these all empty? Oh, I can't even. Oh well. I guess laser guns don't really work that well for knocking bottles over. I'm so good at... Yeah. Alright, anyway. So that does it for the intro episode for the solo series. I will continue on and probably do more interesting things on the next episode of Link Cable. These should go up on Sundays. I don't know when Joe is going to start his, but I just kind of wanted to do mine because I've been meaning to for a while. So, here it is. Hope you guys enjoy, and look forward to more episodes of New Vegas.